Hi, everyone. I'm Monique with MD Consulting. Our topic for today is mission statements. Now, I wrote a blog on this a few months ago, but I wanted the chance to talk to you about it and really go more into detail than what I did in the blog. My clients are finding at a certain point in their career or even in their life they're bumping into roadblocks, and those roadblocks are more like internal conflict. They're suddenly wondering, what is next for me in my career? How can I continue in the role that I'm in and still feel happy, still feel fulfilled or enthusiastic? Has it all been worth it? All these years moving up the corporate ladder. These are very legitimate questions that my clients are asking themselves, and they bring these questions into coaching to try to explore a little bit more. When they start asking these questions, we start to delve into what is their mission? What is it that they are trying to accomplish in their life, in their career, in the role they're in? So we unpack that. And as you can imagine, it could take quite a few sessions. But I want to give you a couple of tips today in case you're not working with a coach so that maybe you can start to unpack this on your own. I really have them start by looking at their values. It's very, very important when you're trying to figure out your mission statement, your life mission, your career mission, your mission as a leader. What are your values? And by values, I actually break those into two parts: personal values and work values. Now, personal values are related to how were you brought up? What were the values that were important to you as a child or as a young adult or in school? What are the values that are important to you now as an adult, in society now, with your family? I have them work through all of these questions. And it's very reflective. They may journal about it, put some thought into it. It might take them a couple of weeks to even do the work because I want them to be thorough. So they go away with an action item to do that type of values work, to really think back and get really clear on the values that they were raised with and how the values have changed all the way up until present. So those are personal values. Then I have them do an exercise where they're working on the values that are important to them at work. Now, those are different than their personal values. Work values may be things like authority, money, flexibility, the ability to work with others, like on a team. Now, sometimes the work values tie in to the personal values. I might see some similar themes, and that's perfectly fine. It again just validates that that is definitely a value for them. Once they've completed their work values and their personal values, we debrief those in a session. And again, we're trying to get to the bottom of who they are as a person. And people are complicated. Humans are complicated. So this takes some time, but we debrief those. I look for themes about things that came up in their life with their personal values, things that are coming up for them at work with their work values. How do the work values tie into the personal values? So it's a lot of discovery conversations that we have. Once we're very clear on that person's values, I really put them through another exercise where I ask them some really deep questions about what is it you're trying to accomplish in your career. And it can be any number of things, but I help them narrow down what it is about them that they are trying to give back to the world, give back within the corporate world. And some people end up realizing that their mission statement is to better develop their teams. So it's all about, for them, their direct reports and supporting and being a good leader for the direct reports. Other people have other types of mission statements that are more directly related to the company that they work for. So we unpack all of that, and I have them start writing out what would be eventually a very concise mission statement. It doesn't always start out concisely. Sometimes it could be a whole paragraph. And you'll see in the blog that I wrote on mission statements, they don't necessarily have to be just one sentence. But in coaching, I do try to help them narrow it down to something that's very concise and very powerful. And with that, they can use it in a number of ways. Just like accomplishment statements, which I've talked about before, you want to weave your mission statement into conversations so that people begin to know who you are. A mission statement is part of your brand as a leader and as a person. So it's very important that you're clear about it and that you can articulate it well and that you can weave it into your conversations with other people. So once we have created the mission statement and they are happy with it and comfortable with it, I have them send it to some people in their family, maybe people at work, and gather feedback about the mission statement. Now, ultimately, the mission statement is up to you as a person. So even if you receive feedback from people, you don't have to use the feedback to make changes to the statement. But sometimes it does help if someone reads your mission statement and they say, I have no idea what you're talking about, or they seem confused, or maybe there's some conflicting information within the mission statement. If that's the case, they bring that feedback back into coaching and we look through it and we modify the mission statement if that's what they want to do. Once they're clear on it, we use it in a number of ways. It can be put in their LinkedIn profile. It can be weaved into their resume. It's just part of the branding. And I always suggest that a person look over their mission statement at least once a year and see if something has changed about them, if something needs to be changed within the mission statement. And that work is very important and it's very reflective work. So you need some quiet time to do that. People sometimes ask for feedback even before they've written their mission statement. They talk to people who know them well, and they ask questions like, what have you seen about me in the time that you've known me? What would you say I've been accomplishing or trying to accomplish? What would you say that looks to be my goal in my role or in the company or in my career? And many times they will get very good feedback from people. They will learn things that they didn't realize themselves. So you can also incorporate that into your mission statement work, reaching out to others to get feedback even before the mission statement is created. Now, ultimately, the mission statement is a statement of your humility as a leader. It's you digging really deep and figuring out who you are not, what you're trying to accomplish, what you're not trying to accomplish. It's pretty much creating your scope as a leader, as a person. And that takes humility. Sometimes it means realizing that you shouldn't be doing what you're doing, or that you want to start doing something else in addition to what you're doing. You want to incorporate some other behaviors or habits into your life, into your work. And that may show up as you are creating your mission statement. So there is a lot of benefit to creating the mission statement, more than just ending up with a statement. It is actually a statement of your own humility as a leader. So I recommend that all of my clients work on mission statements as part of their personal branding, as part of their leadership branding. That way, they're very clear about who they are as a leader. When they're clear on that, it's very easy to have conversations. It's very easy to build relationships. And it's very easy to articulate who they are in a short, concise, brief sentence. So if you have any questions about creating mission statements, please go back to my website and look at the blog, or you can definitely email me and I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. Have a great day.